ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पश्चात्तदेशतारिणे। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासुरी गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you one and all for joining with us for this session on Farmers Day. So we have two farmers, they will share their story. So in the Yaksha Prashna, the Yaksha asked this question to Yudhishthira Maharaj. What is the death of a man? And what is the death of Rashtra? How does a nation and how does a human being die? Right? Very practical question. And what did Yudhishthira Maharaj answer? Yudhishthira Maharaj did not become philosophical. He became realistic. He's a great philosopher. So Yudhishthira said, the death of a human being is poverty. And death of a Rashtra is arajakata, bad governance. Very crisp answer. And again, Yaksha asked another question to Yudhishthira. The question was, what is the important for farming? What is important for farming? What is important for those who sow? And what is important for the town to grow? What is the important for town to grow? And what do you... So then the answer given by Yudhishthira is, Varsham apatatam sreshtam. Those who do farming, the most important thing is rain, Varsha. And the next one, very important, he said the seeds are the lifeblood of the tiller. Right? And what is the prosperity? Cows are the one who uphold the prosperity of civilization. When we study Vrindavan, why Vrindavan was prosperous? Because there were 900,000 cows in Nanda Maharaj's house alone. So, when we study about the farmer's predicament in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explained three principles for the Vaishya community. Krishi, Goraksha, Vanijyam, Vaishya Karma, Swabhavajam. Swabhavajam, natural. What is natural? Three things are natural. The first is, Krishi. Right? Balramji in Krishna Lila, when we see Krishna and Balramji, Krishna represents increasing the prosperity of the cows. And what does Balramji represent? Balramji represents the prosperity of the Bhumi. Krishna, Balaram, cow and Krishi. And if you add Arjuna there, Arjuna's name is Dhananjay. In the Mahabharata we see Arjuna, one of the main seva for Arjun for Yudhishthira's kingdom is to collect wealth. And therefore in the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita, what does Sanjaya say? Sanjaya says, Yatra Yogeshwaro Krishna Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara. When we say, his seed is the bloodline of a tiller. Cows are the prosperity. And the rains is what the farmer depends upon, water. और उसके बिना अगर आपको खाना मिल रहा है तो कितना बड़ा घोटाला है. you know, and imagine that money which is earned through making the farmer slaves dependent. Because Manu explains in the Manu Samhita, सबसे बड़ा सुख क्या है इस भौतिक जगत में? The greatest happiness in this world is freedom from subjugation. One who is subjugated, he is miserable. One who is free, he is ecstatic. And therefore, this aspect we will continue to discuss. I'll invite Priya Chaitanya Prabhu to introduce both the farmers who are here with us so that they can speak. Then we will take few questions and then we will conclude our discussion. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Govind Prabhu. And we are very fortunate to have with us two farmers. First, I will introduce Lakshma Reddy ji. Very interestingly, he is a IT professional and also parallelly he is a farmer practicing natural farming in the city of in Karnataka. And is connected to Vidyakshetra Gurukul. His children are studying there, where also farming is beautifully integrated in the curriculum. And let us hear from Lakshma Reddy ji about his beautiful journey of natural farming. Lakshma ji, you can begin.
Can you also open the video?
Yes.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
everyone. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this opportunity so that we can share this experience and valuable information to our dear friends and society. Since the morning we have discussed a few minutes, and then due to the time limits we have am I audible clearly? Any audio issues?
It's clear. It's clear.
Yeah, Prabhuji. So the journey I started, I can say it is since childhood. I born and brought up in an agriculture family where our vritti and bread and butter is from the agriculture. And if we can recollect, back in 2007, maybe I remember a few incidents. We were doing farming, which is by default natural farming. It is, we never differentiated an organic, a natural farming, or chemical farming. Every farmers they were doing naturally with the seeds of the desi seed and the manure from the Gomata. And this was a beautiful lifestyle in the rural villages. Unfortunately, I born and brought up in the villages and studied in the government schools, and till my graduation, I was closely connected to the roots, nature, and Gomata and agriculture. That's how I have very emotional connectivity with the natural farming. And after that, in between various reasons, and I moved to IT after my graduation. Post graduation, I moved to IT and I shifted to Bangalore. But still, my interest and thought process, I have to give back something to society. Then I again, back in 2013-14 in mid, I started my initiative. The Prabhuji has mentioned in agriculture, the primary part, crucial part is the seed. Seeds are, they're more valuable than diamonds and jewelries, gold. One, because seeds, when we consume the food of the desi seed, it could be a rice or a pulses or vegetables, the taste and fragrance and the texture is completely so different compared to hybrid or genetical seeds. That is not only food. Today we are getting the food from several sources in the big, from the big stores, which is available everywhere, which is mostly hybrid or improved variety seeds. And I started my journey with the seed, collecting the seed from the rural places where there were some farmers or who are still connected to the natural farming and collecting the seeds and preserving the seeds for the future generations. And then my interest and my focus shifted side by side, working in IT and the weekend time. I started collecting the seeds and distributing it to the nearby farmers. Because seeds are, we everybody, all the farmers should have this awareness, because seed once lost, it is lost forever. There is no other option. We can reproduce the seed again. I remember there were more than thousands of currently 2,000 paddy seeds were available, desi seeds, and it was a very big number earlier. But currently we have only 2,000. Likewise, in every vegetable seeds or fruit seeds, we lost so much of precious heritage in the seed part. So my interest focused and okay, let's replicate the seed first, and started distributing to nearby farmers, and then slowly I see the positive results. And then the challenges were we all aware few challenges, like in the challenges in terms of
people were so much of dependency on the government subsidies, be it a private company, manufacturing units. So this was the another challenge. I feel I was noticed, like we have to give them an end-to-end solution. Just by giving the seed, it is not sufficient. The journey it has to complete with the along with the seed, they need a manure. And then we started educating the farmers. So why don't you have a cow in your little farm wherever you have, so that and then the farming, it would be complete sustainable. They don't need to depend on any other source of manure or seed. They can everything they can reproduce, and the cycle will continue without depending on others. After that, collect seed collection and the manure preparation. These two were my the key areas where I want to expand it to more number of farmers. I could not able to do it on my own farm because of the travel reasons, and then I started helping the local farmers wherever I was. I was earlier in Hyderabad for some time, and then later I moved to Bangalore for some time. But the journey was continuously progressing. It is we need a place where we have to educate all these activities, because we cannot help over the phone every time. Farmers need an example or a model farm where they can experience and visit and stay there, and for 1 day or 2 day, and you learn everything, and then you replicate it in your own farm. That's where we plan to execute a model farm in a 10 acres. And then we started last year. This is an experiment. We started collectively with another 3 members, where we would like to give a full access from the seed preparation, seed storage, and the manure preparation, and the life cycle of the crops, seasonal crops, and the vegetables, fruits, flowers, so that farmer can fulfill their daily needs, and every day it will be a festival for the farmers. That's how we would like to see every farmer. They should be very happy, prosperous, without depending on much on the government or a private companies. And uh, every farmers, they can their families, if you look at farmers families today, most of them are like, they're uh, not willing to send their children to again farming because of various reasons. And when they're prosperous and happy, so obviously more number of farmers will adopt this model, and there's so it will slowly evolve into a bigger number so that our country can prosperous. We all together, society together, we can progress. This is all about my journey, Prabhuji. And I would like to tell you one thing. If anybody would like to join or they would like to learn this natural farming, we would like to invite them without any cost. Our farm will be open for the learners, beginners, whoever can be it students or already into farming. That's how we wanted to give a free access to everyone, so that it will evolve more. If you look at in the government sector side, there is no farm where you'll get every uh, uh, stage wise details, because government sector and the government employees, they are working on their own duties, but there is no common place where you'll get everything. For a different purpose, we need to visit the different places. Instead of that, we want to create a common solution to all the farmers. That's what our vision next few years. It will be full functional, and we would like to invite the interested farmers, and we would like to serve for this motherland uh, with a more prosperous and happy society. This is what I would like to conclude with this message. My journey. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Lakshmanji. Pratik, yeah, next one.
Yeah. So we also have with us Karnataka farmers, and he's full-time practicing natural farming. And let us now hear from Kamalji, after which we will have a few questions, and even the participants can ask their questions. Kamalji, I request you to share your journey of natural farming.
Namaste everyone, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna everyone. I am Kamal from Karnataka, Chitradurga, doing full-time farming. How did I get into farming? That's a question. Even like all mindsets, like regular mindsets, I had to study, go to some big company, go to foreign and things like that. Even I was brought up in the same way. I was never used to even touch a tool, an agriculture tool, in my 23 years of age. I have never touched even a tool because the mindset was like we should not do some labor work or something like that. That was the actual situation in the society. But when I started reading Bhagavad Gita, associating with the devotees, reading, listening to Prabhupada's lectures and all, I got to know about the importance of farming. How as a human we have to survive, and we have to utilize more and more of our time in devotional service. So when I realized that, I was working in an airport in Bangalore uh, for 1 year, actually, after my completing my engineering in electronics and communication. So the shifts were like 3 days morning, 3 days afternoon, and 3 days night. So that was an hectic lifestyle. And in Bhagavad Gita, we used to listen in the lectures, and we read that we have to balance our life in a healthy way. The food, the sleep, everything should be very balanced. Otherwise, we will not be able to, feel the pure essence of bhakti. When I understood that, I felt just for survival, why we need to take this much of risk in our life, sacrificing everything just for money. So I just thought there is something really wrong in what we are doing. Everybody running behind money. So at that time, I decided. Fortunately, I had land. So I decided. Prabhupada told like, if we have 2 cows and if we have 2 acres of land, a normal man can sustain, all these needs will be fulfilled. Whatever the cow needs, land will give. Whatever land needs, cow will give, and whatever the human needs, so we can get from both of them. That is land and cow. So that was the actual principle. For saying it is very easy, but when we practically try to adopt it, there comes the challenge. So somehow or the other, still, since I was very young, I just jumped into it. I had a, faith in what Krishna Prabhupada says, and I just want to get back and do something. I know that it will be difficult. I was not never bothered about that. I just jumped into it. Then I started. I asked my father, please give me some land. And not give me some land. I just asked, just give me 2 acres of land. I will buy cows and I will start do farming. I didn't had even a small knowledge also about farming. That's what I was saying. In previous days, I was thinking farming is just a labor work. So that was the situation. And then after getting into it, my father's friend told, why are you giving 2 acres of land? Give him 5 acres, which is in the upside. So just give it completely. So let him do whatever he wants to do. Then starts the challenges. So um, I really struggled a lot in the beginning. So even maintaining the land is not that difficult, but maintaining the cow was very, very much difficult without a joint family or a person to take care of it when you are not there, because the system, our Indian system, is completely collapsed. Because of that, it was very difficult in the beginning. So I just utilized automations, technology, many things to feed the cow and watering the cow. Many things I tried, but still it was very difficult without support. And the thing should be in natural way. When I say I am taking care of cow, it should be grazed in the outfields, and it should be taken care in the natural environment. Otherwise, if you are just feeding the cow in a shed or something like that, again it will be like artificial thing. So there are so many challenges I faced in the beginning. Then fortunately, I visited Kurmagramam in Andhra Pradesh, and eco villages in Belgaum, and many such kind of farms, as well as I met so many natural farmers, and many of them. And fortunately, Krishna gave me knowledge and experiences from what the challenges when they have went through. I learned from all those lessons, and slowly my maturity developed. So what we can do to take things sustainably, and I adopted many possibilities in farming. Like I changed my kind of drip irrigation systems, and controlling the weeds, in growing vegetables by using green manures and Jivamrita, and many other things I started implementing. So the great challenge was the labor's challenge. So now we are fortunate that our physical work is very less compared to the olden age. But when I say farming, In olden days it was agriculture, but now it has become agriculture business. So it was really contradictory, because agriculture was our lifestyle, and it was not a business in olden days. But we are in a situation in this in nowadays modern time. We have to get economically also in agriculture, as well as we have to balance the nature. So how we are going to be in harmony with the nature, and how we are going to rear cows in a natural way, that's the real challenge. So this is how I started farming, and got into so many difficulties, and again came back, doing many things, as well as seeds are very, very important. That's where even I failed in the beginning. So I started natural farming, but when the seeds are hybrid and many things, again, we know that all this chemical fertilizer industries, our medical industry, and the this farming, everything is correlated. Everything they are doing mafia, that everybody should depend, all the farmers should dependent on the companies, the corporate companies. So the seed selection is very, very important. Otherwise, like even in our Gurukul, we are training the children from the very young age. So if you are not training them from very young age, then it's very difficult to give them knowledge and get them back to a very happy or sustainable life in the future. Likewise, the seed selection is very, very important. I just felt this and all the things, as in human beings, everybody is consuming food. So we have to, everybody has a responsibility to think about farmers, farming methods, and how we can help the farmers, or how we can come up with many ideas, to motivate the farmers, to bring them up economically, as well as to make them happy and sustainable in their life. It's all possible on only like because it's all possible only by the great minds like people here, especially like Radiana and many others who are working in IT field. They have the technology, they have earth also, the money. So all the money, intelligence, our efforts, everything should get into the land and cow and seeds. Then only these things will be possible. Otherwise, it will be just like a this will be just like a talk. If we talk for hours together, also there will not be any solutions. That's what I felt in my experience. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Kamalji. Govind Prabhuji, if you'd like to ask a few questions. Thank you, both Kamalji and Reddy ji for presenting your story. You're able to hear me, right? Yeah.
Yes,
So like as you mentioned, both of you mentioned the struggle and the hope of presenting the form and practicing in your own life. I have a few questions. One question is, you explained the ground reality. Now, what is the Lakshmanji? I'm asking you because you're speaking about the seed morning. Can you elaborate a little bit about the seed which is developed by the farmer himself and compared to buying from the stores? Why to bother? Why not buy from the store and grow? Why to work hard and make it more feasible to farmers? Because most of us, we don't know the difference between seed buying from the shop and seed buying by the farmer himself.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Uh, Many experienced farmers today are adopting to buy from the stores because of the nice packing and easy to access, easy access. Various reasons. The one primary reason is what I noticed is the awareness first. The awareness of the importance of the DC seed is slowly disappearing in society. Our grandparents and great grandparents, they were by default, they're using seed from their own farm if it is not available from the neighbor farm. This was the traditional practices. And in between all these Western lifestyle and these private companies and our own Indian government institutions like agricultural universities, they started preparing the hybrid seeds to get the more yielding so that it can supply huge quantity. You can export it to different countries. Mm, Several reasons it started, but farmers are adopted because of lack of awareness. They're not aware of that how much it creates a harm to our own family members, to my own health, because that looks similar. If you look at the desi seed and the seed which is developed in the lab, both remain same, the size, color, height and weight, because it's not visible. And most of the farmers are not literate, they're illiterate. They cannot read, they cannot, they blindly believe these literate people who we call as a scientist or modern professors, because they are thinking that they are doing good thing for us, they are good thing for society. Okay, they are doing good thing for us. Why don't we use our own seed instead of they are giving the good seed which gives a more yielding? This was the feedback I got from the several farmers when I asked them, because they are trusting the person, because that's how they live. They farmers, whatever they speak and what they do, it is a truth. When it comes to the companies, they will not tell the hidden negativity behind these hybrid seeds. They promote their seed companies so that they get money. And farmers fail to understand that this is a business, this is not a help. And slowly they started buying from the nearby fertilizer shops. In every corner in the village, remote villages, even in the hill station, today seeds are available because of a nice packing and exporting, shipping to different places. And why do they need to store their seed in a pot, earthen pot, and you take care of them, dry them, and make sure that moisture is and everything? It is an extra task and is available readily. This was the first reason farmers have failed to recognize the importance of the DC seed.
Hmm.
And yielding is the second narrative. More yielding gives more profit, so that will be prosperous. They started adopting to hybrid seeds. And they slowly realized that, okay, we are completely depending on the seed companies, and we could not able to come out from this. And then they realized in these from last 5 years, I can see several farmers are adopting for the DC seed now, because they came to know that, okay, this is we are in the wrong path. We need to correct it so that we will be prosperous and we can save our own health by seeing this diseases, number of diseases today, and they got realized now. Earlier they misled, and now they realized by seeing the diseases. When there is a big threat, then people will realize suddenly, okay, now we have to go back to our own traditional practices, preserving the seeds, and so that we'll be in the right path.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, this is very interesting and very important principle. I was reading one one point from Bhumi Shukta. It says earth should be protected from injury and poisoning. We do not see earth as a chemical laboratory. She is Bhumi Devi. Right? Like Lakshmanji explained very sensitively. It's a revealing for many of us. Because if the seed, he said, it is much more valuable than gold and diamond. He can understand because he is there in that. And how we are actually fooled since so many years in the name of convenience and high yield. And he explained in the morning, most farmers 100 years ago would never think of committing suicide. Why? Because they were not greedy. They were prosperous, but they were not greedy. Yeah, and that greed has been inculcated, and that greed has made them more poor. It is not even realistic, it is not even practical. What to speak of it is being idealistic. Therefore, my next question is to Kamal. How do you, like you brought the concept of economic, right? Because again, in the Gita we see Krishna says, Krishi, Goraksha and Vanijya, they are integrated. In the Mahabharata and Ramayana, in Arthashastra, whether it is Lord Ram, whether it is Narad Muni, or Chanakya Pandit says, Dharmasya Moolam Artham. If dharma of Krishi has to grow, then the artha has to be there. Lord Ram and Narad Muni said the same thing. Artha and dharma should not be conflicting each other. Since you worked in an industry, people don't want to hear the concept of living simple. And it is not correct also. Yes, simplicity is not synonymous to poverty. So can you, explain about the wealth generation in the field of farming?
Yeah, probably. Thank you very much. So when we say, so everything is measured in the scale of money in modern days. So earth is also very important for the survival. But when we speak about only earth, that is only money in the field of agriculture, it's very difficult. That is like most of the farmers get into a competition with all the people in the world to earn more. So that is where the conflict came. So how we can exploit the earth by putting into so many chemicals or any other thing, so that I can increase the yield, not at all concentrating about the quality of the output we are getting. So that is very, very important. And a farmer should be measured not only in the scale of money or earth, it should be measured in the scale of how peaceful he is, how healthy he is, how much healthy he is, everything, whatever his lifestyle, everything should be counted when we say, prosperity, not only in means of earth. So that is very, very important. Otherwise, we cannot just, convince people that farming will give you more and more earth, because everything has a limitation. So that is the ground reality. So when people have a very good clarity about what I'm doing and how much, what can I expect from this. So that is very, very, and but the situations have changed in the modern age, that everything is very convenient, and you can sell your product, or you can sell whatever the good items you have in your farm, or wherever it may be in this digital age, very easily. So that is a great possibility we have now. So we have technology, we have people who have so much knowledge, yeah, so much knowledge in propaganding this organic things and many kind of things using the technology and things like that. And many of the people, why this topic is very major nowadays is because the people who are very wealthy is not able to even maintain their health. That's why everybody is thinking about father, sorry, farmer. Otherwise, who will bother about him? No, nobody is going to bother. So the nature is very strict. If you are not doing some physical work, you will automatically get diseased. Whether you are going to gym and do some physical activity and maintaining your health, or you are going to work in a farm and maintaining your health, that's your choice. But nature is very strict. You have to do some physical work because you are consuming something physically and you are getting in the food. Then there should be some physical work. Otherwise, you see, we are practically seeing people who are working in IT earning lakhs together, but they are not able to eat like even a small like common people who can nicely eat and do some nice physical work. They are not able to do because their work is very very little, like only mental work will be there. There is no physical work, so they have to eat less. So likewise, the possibility is only on everyone, every citizen in the nation. They have the ideas, they have the potential, everything is there, but the direction what they are channelizing their efforts, their energy is to the money, not to the farming or these positive things. If they are able to channelize their energy, their talent, their intelligence, their technology, everything into farming, there is huge possibility for the farmers in the earth also. So that is I feel that is very very important. We see that people who are in IT earning lakhs together, or keeping like family doctor, like family farmers, or building communities, doing their own way of digital marketing for the seeds as well as the products they are producing. So these are all the possibilities, I feel, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Beautiful. Very nice. One point Kamalji mentioned, in fact, the artha is not synonymous to money. The word artha, dhana is one aspect of it. The money is one aspect of it, but he explained the integrated one. Healthy lifestyle. In fact, in the Mahabharata, it is explained what is the greatest tragedy? The greatest tragedy to live in a foreign land. That is the greatest tragedy. And then again, one more place when Yudhishthira Maharaj was asked by Yaksha, Yudhishthira Maharaj is not answering as a philosopher, he is answering as a practical human being. He said, what is happiness? Yudhishthira said, happiness is you eat hot food cooked in your own family. You don't have to go far away place to work. And the third is you don't have a loan. All these three things are completely destroyed in the modern setting. Yesterday I was in IIT discussing about certain mental health work. We are working with somebody. I had a data of 2016, not upgraded. The world's ratio of suicide committing, 50% belongs to China and India. Every day more than 5,000 young people commit suicide. What is the point having so much of, yes, we are not, Sanatan Dharma does not minimize prosperity, but it is an integrated prosperity, as Kamal was mentioning. Even if you have so much of stack of money, people are so fragile, mentally fragile, physically fragile. Their habits of eating food is so pathetic. Right? Nobody is able to eat hot rice, piping hot rice. I remember talking to some children, and when we gave them, true cow's milk, they were vomiting because they are addicted to drinking milk from the plastic bag. Imagine, the real milk brings them vomiting and conditioned to drinking something which is unnatural. So that brings the next question to Lakshmanji. Since Kamalji is doing full-time farming, being an engineer, jumped here, very inspiring. People can learn, talk to him, be connected to. So therefore, the next question is, how do you, advise those who are here, being in the city, that what kind of connection they can develop while continue to do what they are doing, but develop some conscious connection to the farmers and contributing in their own life and to the life of the greater community of the farmers. Since you are doing that, you are integrating between your work and your farming.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
The primary thing we need to have awareness first. Awareness about our own lifestyle. We look at people who are living in the cities. When there is a festival, we'll see so much of traffic jam. They'll run for the flowers, fruits, milk. It is so miserable to get the quality uh, produce. Farmers are by default, they are prosperous. They are getting everything from their own farm, be it a flour, fruit, pulses, grains. And when we have so much of natural resources in the villages, people were started to live in the chosen to live in the cities. Though even though we are in the cities, it's our primary responsibility is to know your source of the food from where you are getting it. At least when you are buying something, who is the farmer producing it? And you try to identify a small scale farmers who is growing their bread and butter in a 2 acres or 1 acre, 3 acres. They are the actual farmers. Farmers who are doing it in a larger scale, they are not the farmers. They are money making in a different. They're doing it for a different purpose, not for a fulfilling the needs of the society. It is for the making money. So only the farmers who are having a small area of the land and they are the genuine farmers who are producing the food for you. So let's first step is to identify who is the producer of the food. It could be it a flour or a milk, so that you will come to know the ground reality. Either it is a good milk or it is an adulterated milk, and then try to visit them at least once. People have a time to go to malls and shopping malls and several tourism places, and oftenly they're visiting twice and thrice. Why can't we visit a farmer's field and spend in a day and understand his challenges, what he's facing? Unless we know their challenges, we'll never develop a relationship with them. We should know the ground reality. At least, okay, this farmer is producing milk, and Kamal Prabhuji mentioned taking care of the cow, Gomata, is became so difficult because of there is no grazing area, and because of there is no person to take care of it. Everybody is looking for a white collar jobs. And this first point is identify the who is the source of who's the producer of your food, and then try to visit them. Second thing, once we have a little relationship with the farmer, slowly help them. What is their needs? We can easily spread help farmer voluntarily selling his product. Okay, you have a production of flowers or a milk or vegetables. We have a community of 10 families or 5 families. Why don't you send us directly over the phone and we will buy from you? There will be some challenges, transportation, packing, quality, quantity. Let's go through and then learn the problems, go through the problems and find out the solutions, and we'll have a good relationship with the farmers, so that we need not to be a farmer. Everybody need not to be farmer. At least identifying the good farmer, helping them with the financially and their challenges in selling the produce in the market. If we address that, it's a very big help. We need not to give them donations and other initiative. Once we develop this relationship, definitely farmer will feel happy. Okay, somebody is recognized my effort, and they'll be very happy. Obviously, once we have in a day-to-day life, when we have the relationship with the people, we will build a trust. The trust will leads to the further journey. We need not to cross-check the quality. By default, we'll get the quality product because we are known to each other. And stop analyzing the certificates of the organic certificate and this branding, whether nutrition values, expiry date, everything is today. It is in a, you know, is very easily we can manipulate it.
Mm.
So please do not depend on the branding, packing, and the look and feel. I'm wondering, one day I saw the sweet corn is nature is by default is given a layer of several layers on top of sweet corn, and we are adding plastic on top of it.
Wow.
What kind of mindset? Even consumers are not rejecting it because they need a plastic in, on top of every food. Even though nature is giving you few layers of the greenish shielding, and we are adding plastic on top of it and taking it to home, and then you're taking out into throwing in the dustbin, and the garbage is where it is going. Nowhere we are recycling it, and it is end up in mixing in the soil or the water. So please have an awareness, reject this plastic, buying from the directly from farmers, avoiding all this logistic packing effort, money, branding, labels, barcodes, so that so much of savings will be done by default. We need not to uh, study so much for this. This is a any person who has little common sense, they can have this understanding. Yeah.
Thank you, Lakshmanji. Very profound. He's
Yeah.
speaking from conviction, from his wisdom, his experience about this. I remember conducting an exercise with the children in Bombay school. I said, where do you begin from offering gratitude in regards to food? No? And unfortunately, most of them couldn't go beyond the mall. The person who brought the grains, he brought it, my mother cooked it, my mother served it. Out of 10, I would say 8.5 people could not go beyond the mall. Imagine such a disconnect we have happened, and such a disconnect we have developed. The farmer did not come only. We had that song in Kannada, Annadata Sukhi Bhava, like he's a provider, right? That could not come. So it is so important that our people, you know, sometime I feel very strongly that when we are practicing scriptures also, the practice of the scripture, like if you are offering it to God, it is not only the instant bhava when you are offering it to the deity. There is an entire yagya, where you collected, where it is coming from, right? One may say, offer you devotion. Devotion without that effort, that gratitude for the person who has brought in the land, right? Then we can imagine whether it is Lord Shiva, whether Lord Krishna, they will laugh at us. Arey, what is this? Be sensitive. Like he mentioned very nicely. Already the layers are there. Why add one more plastic? So thank you for profoundly explaining. We'll conclude with one last question. And if you have people, Kamalji, like you talked about strategic, like you were emphasizing while doing the natural farming, certain system you have implemented, so that with that positivity for people, if they want to do something, what is that one or two principles you are applying which is different from what traditionally people applied, but keeping the principle of natural farming intact?
Uh, yeah, when I say natural farming, so I majorly have concentrated on tree-based farming uh, uh, rather than the grains or vegetables, which is more labor-oriented. And when we say farming in general, uh, people think farming is more labor oriented and many things like that. So according to their situation and things like that, we can do a choice of which kind of plants or trees you are going to opt, and which kind of grains or vegetables you uh, decide to grow. So these and all is very, very important. It's not just like I want to do farming and I directly get in and do some vegetable farming without knowing what are the difficulties or what are the challenges I'm going to face. So according to my situation, I have opted for tree based farming, which needs a very less amount of water. And even there also we are getting food like jackfruit, lemon, coconuts. So this consumes very less water, or even if we are able to train those plants from seed itself to get ashray of rain. So these plants and all can be grown only just by rain. So that is a possibility. Even though if you see the situation, it's completely polluted, and we get rain in different seasons because of our ugra karmas and things like that. Even now there are possibilities. So we should choose the right plant, not grafted or something like that. So initially, I have used techniques like I have used dicots to give them good manure. I have used initially I used drip irrigation system. Then when the weeds grow up, I was in a correlation between like cows can go the eat the weeds, and I will get the manure. So I was not tilling the farm. It was like no tilling farming. And when I faced challenges in checking the drips and things like that, I moved into sprinkler kind of things. So that will be little expensive. But when the farmer uh, thinks about what he can do with cutting the costs, then you can come up with your own idea. I have an idea of rhinos and things like that. It's very economical. So technology also helps us to decrease our maintenance and works. And as we say, a farmer should be like in Kannada. There is a saying like ರೈತ ಆದವನು ಆಳಾಗಿ ಅರಸನಾಗಿ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿಯಾಗಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಿಯಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು.
Wow.
So yeah, so
Can you
this is
translate that?
so farmer should be a king as well as a labor. He should be a vyapari, what do we say, like a
The
merchant.
trader, merchant, yeah.
He should be a trader, as well as he should be a scientist to
Wow, beautiful, very good.
So that is very, very important. Otherwise, this is the only field you need knowledge in every aspect. You should have an knowledge in electricals. You should have knowledge in soil chemistry, or you should have knowledge with cows, plants, biology, everything. It's a complete combination. You should have knowledge in all the aspects. And it's not that if you have all the knowledge you will be successful. No, farming is a field where you have difficulties in each and every pathway because of the completely polluted scenario now. In olden days, it was the nature was very in harmony with the humans, so everything is happening automatically. But now it's not like that. So there are many difficulties. When I say, for example, um, coconut, let us take an example of coconut. So first we have to plant the seedling. Then again we have to take care of it for some 3 to 4 years. Again we have to grow it till it grows. So we need to take care of the pests. We may use some organical pest repellents, or we should take care of it in strengthening the tree. And likewise, after strengthening also, you have to take care of it. Like you will be like a full-time watchmen for your farm. You should take care of the thieves. So likewise, there are in each and every step there is difficulties, and at last, after harvesting is a problem because of the very less labors and things like that. After harvesting, if you're making it as a coconut oil, you have to dry it. So they should not have rain in that time of situation. After making a drying it, you have, when you get into a shop, you are extracting the oil. Then again comes the marketing. You have to get a good price. Likewise, in all the fields, there may be one or two difficulties here. There are so many factors which decides the success. It's not like that, Chiki. You just plant and you are successful. No, there are so many factors in it. But these all challenges can be, overcome by our efforts, our intelligence, and people also should be very supportive. People should think about the farmer, especially the organic or natural farmers. They should help them in whatever way they can. And even the go save, that's also very important, that the dung and urine should be there are so many value-added products are coming in market nowadays, so they should start using it. So every human is using a cleaning like toothpaste they are using, they can go for dant manjan. We are using soap, they can go for some herbal soaps, or for washing they can use bioenzymes or something like that. These are the major things we are using every day. So likewise, we have to come up with alternatives. So that's how we can manage it.
Prabhuji, I would like to add to the what Kamalana mentioned, these two lines.
Hmm.
The challenge is to overcome these. The challenges are in terms of growing crops and selling it. We identified two areas. One is a collective community of the farmers,
Hmm. Hmm.
mutual benefits,
Hmm.
and the combination of crops. Individual farmers can go for a combination of crops like flowers, fruits, seasonal fruits, wild fruits, and regular crops without leaving any inch of the land empty.
Hmm.
They can produce everyday needs. And with the collectively, if they can come to a platform, every farmer is a producer.
Hmm.
One or the other way, Anna mentioned the tooth powder, or it's a soap nut, which we can use for washing
Wash.
clothes. Or
Hmm.
similarly, every farmer can produce at least 20 products.
Hmm.
Today, if you look at all these product-based startups, like if you take a Maggie or in any, they're making money because their brand name and their packing and their because of the systematic thing they are doing, and it's similarly farmers can produce their own product which is 100% genuine, which will not harm to nature and human. It can be possible only when the farmers come to a common platform like a cooperative societies. Yeah,
No,
with that I would like to.
what I feel, Rediana, is so as you told, the combination of crops is also very, very important.
Yeah.
So farmers doesn't have a systematic plan, that they are all doing some trial and error, or whichever the in way the money comes, they're just trying it out without thinking about anything else. So
Hmm.
maybe who are in higher positions like that, like Rediana and others who are in IT, they can come up with, especially actually the work has to be done by agriculture universities to help the farmers
Hmm.
in doing some good idea.
Yeah.
But if they are not able to do, then we only have to do something.
Correct.
Otherwise, things are not possible.
I think the best part is here. Today the discussion was not a philosophy; it was a discussion made by the farmers who have taken the shift. This is actually real yajna. हिंदी में अपने आप को बलि चढ़ाना, राइट? when बलि चढ़ाते हो तभी तो कुछ उधर से निकलता है. So dono Lakshman Reddy and Kamalji, even though they could have, saw the dream of like, both are from South, they would be somewhere in America, eating cornflakes, but they chose to grow something substantial. So this is actually this is Sharanagati, when we talk about Sarvadharman Parityajya, this is real Sarvadharman Parityajya, going back to the roots and doing something tangible. So naturally God will see their hard labor and appreciating this endeavor and cooperating with them. Like what Lakshmanji said, it's not about giving charity, it's not about giving donation. Basically acknowledging and connecting that thing to their own self, so that our children, they can say, yes, where do you get rice from? Not even mother now, the chef, people have a lot of chefs in their house. Forget about, they would go back to the original farmers, as we have. So thank you for your commitment to this, and we hope more and more people will be connected. As Yudhishthira Maharaj said, the prosperity of the city is connected to cow, and the lifeline of a farmer and everybody else is a seed bank. Let us grow more than failing banks, cheating us. This kind of bank can grow more and more. Thank you for your contribution. Priya Chaitanya Prabhu, we can have one more session within 1 or 2 months. Now we can make this
Sure.
to take more questions. Yeah, thank you once again. Thank you,
Thank
Priya
you.
Chaitanya, for coordinating this whole discussion.
Hare Krishna.